Hello and welcome to this edition of Let's Talk About It. We're back with my second guest today, Mr. GoldenBoy. GoldenBoy is one of Houston's finest rappers. GoldenBoy, welcome to the stage, man.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
All right, all right.
I love y'all, man.
All right.
That's
Houston's own. We're actually celebrating Houston today.
H-Town.
H-Town. We're celebrating H-Town today. We've had Melissa Ambers on just a minute ago, who's a virtual assistant, and now we have Houston's own GoldenBoy, who is one of the hottest rappers in the city of Houston. And in addition to being one of the hottest rappers in the city of Houston, he's also an artist. Yes, and when I say artist, I don't mean in the form of rap. I mean in the form of painting and this type of thing, not only on canvas, but on sunglasses like the ones you see on my head. He has a new line of glasses that he's actually working on. It's called Sky Trues, and they are flying off the shelves. From what I understand, a lot of your celebrity clients are wearing these glasses now.
Yes, big shout out to Big Sean.
Big Sean.
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
For coming down and showing nothing but love, man. It's been, Mike Jones. You know
Mike
what I'm
Jones.
saying? He definitely rocking them. It's doing well. I like it.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, you know what? Now, we know that you have a long history in rap.
Mm-hmm.
And we know you started out in the game of rap. How did you actually get started in rap?
Doing poetry.
Poetry, okay.
Yeah, and in school and being on the table and you know, making beats and rapping to the girls and the girls like it and then, you know.
And one thing led to another.
And one thing led to another.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So tell me this. How did you actually get your start in rap? I know a lot of people want to be in rap. They want to be a rapper. They want to be a star. How did you actually get started in rap yourself?
I always had the ambition to do it musically. I would dance and play around and stuff like that. But my cousin-in-law named Dale Smith, he took me to the studio for the first time when I was about 14 and showed me how the game, you know, went and what I should do and the art of writing 16s and making everything rhyme and the hook and the melodies.
Okay.
Big shout out to Dale Smith, man. I love you.
All right. You know, I notice you always give a lot of love to Dale Smith. It's so important that we have people in our lives when we're starting our journey to support us or to guide us in some direction. And obviously, Dale has been that person for you.
Yeah, he the one that kicked it all off the first time I ever recorded anything was with this man.
Is that right? Okay. Now, I've listened to a lot of your music personally. How do you get your inspiration for your songs? How do you write? You write from what? Experiences?
I write from
what?
straight experiences.
Straight experiences, okay.
For those who know, my life has been a crash course on and off the field. I had a lot of inspiration from God, my brother, my family, my father, my friends and loved ones. So, you know, you got to go through something to talk about it. So my experience is really vivid, and you can see it, you can live it, you can touch it. I like to say, if I write a song about the flowers and the grass, if you close your eyes, you can smell it.
Wow. Yeah. So you like to paint a picture with words, basically?
All day, every day.
Got you. Now, I know that you've worked with a lot of artists, and I remember you being on tour with, I think it was Faith Evans?
Faith Evans, Scarface. Yeah. Shout out Scarface. Shout out Galen Fly for putting that all together, man. He doing the managing thing. And we made it happen. We balled out for 3 days.
Is that right?
Yeah, number love.
So tell me this. What is it like when you're on the road with someone like Faith Evans?
It was different. She told me to be myself and open up to the crowd. And that's what I did. I put on the show. Shout out to Liz Vaughn as well. She was in attendance. She was singing.
Is that right?
Liz Vaughn, yeah.
Okay, another one of Houston's own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Okay. So tell me, what's next for GoldenBoy?
The sky's the limit. I got a lot going on. I got Sky Trues as a brand off my name. So when you think of GoldenBoy, you think of Sky Trues. It's going to be a household name for the eyewear and framewear. Everybody's going to be rocking it. It's trendy. It's hot.
Right.
The girls are loving it. The dudes rocking it. It's going to be something really big.
Yeah. So tell me this. Okay, now I know you're doing the painting with the glasses and things like that. What was your inspiration for that? How did you get started with painting glasses?
Well, artwork, period. I have a brother by the name of Ferrell Phelps. And he was really, you know, different. You know, he loved to do different things. And I would watch him and emulate him to making artwork like him. So I was like, okay, this is my forefront. This is what I want to do. I want to be better than him. So I would always aim higher to be better than my brother because he was the one that I looked for too for that inspiration. And I still do the same thing right now as we sit here. It's amazing.
And he's killing me, and because I can't do what he's doing right now. I was looking at these glasses earlier, and there's so much intricate detail involved in this, so I know it takes time and patience, of which I have either. But he's doing an amazing job, And you guys can get more information on his product, actually from us at Let's Talk About It 12tv@gmail.com. So you guys can learn more about GoldenBoy and what he's doing right now. Now, are you in the studio doing any music right now as well?
I'm currently recording my new mixtape. Comes out in April, and we're gonna have one on hand for South by Southwest, which is the All-Star Music in Austin, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I will put on a show down there. I will be stunting. I will be grinding. I will be killing everything moving. That's what it is.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the South by Southwest is a huge music conference. Is that right?
It's a music conference, a music showcase for the local acts that are hot. Anybody who's hot will be there. If you're hot, if you're trendy, all the fashion people will be there. All the bloggers will be there.
Is that right?
My sneaker, Skytree sneaker line will be present there also.
Wow. Oh, dude, I totally forgot about that. This boy's doing so many things. This boy. This guy is doing so much stuff. Not only is he doing the artwork for sunglasses, he's also doing tennis shoes right now as well. And they're pretty much flying off the shelves as well, from what I understand.
The tennis shoes is deep. I did the sneaker summit about 2 weeks ago, and we sold a pair of sneakers for $600.
Wow.
Yeah, one pair of sneakers. So that goes to show you like what you do when you alter different shoes, Jordans. People are kind of scared to touch Jordans because they're a brand. Like, oh, Jordan, don't put nothing on Jordan. I don't want nothing on my Jordans.
Yeah, they want to just keep them authentic.
Yeah, but when I take it and put my artistry to it, it's like, it's beautiful. So it's kind of like they've never seen it before, so they gravitate to it. They pull out their cameras, their phones, their iPhones. You got people from China stopping me and asking to take pictures with me like I'm a ball player. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
You know, it's interesting. I was following you on your Facebook page, and I see so much stuff going on with you and those shoes, man.
Yeah.
I think the good thing about the shoe is that people want something that's different that nobody has. And that's one of the things that I learned in a recent interview that we did with one of the a former NFL player who was here talking about the killings that are happening behind the Michael Jordan shoes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it is crazy. But one of the things that they said was that everybody wanted something different. And it makes you special, or it makes you a commodity if you have something that nobody else has. And it sounds to me like you're actually creating work that's different.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time. I mean, it's something that I sat and I focused on. I had a lot of time to just sit back and just chill and think about what I really want to do, and where I really want to go. And being different is about that's my whole MO. So if it ain't different, it ain't me.
Right. And you know how I feel about being different. It's okay to be different. You don't have to get in and fit in. You know, you're recognized when you're able to be yourself and do what you do in your own special way and make things your own, like you're doing with your artwork and the tennis shoes.
Yes,
speaking of tennis shoes, since we're brothers, I'm just, curious as to whether or not I might be able to rock a pair of tennis shoes.
Yes, we definitely can get you some tennis shoes fit for you.
Okay.
I believe you're at a size 10.
Yep, 10 and a half.
10 and a half. Depending on
what kind of day I'm having.
Okay, and what kind of shoe here. We're going to create those shoes for you. We're going to dress them all up.
All right.
And we're going to have you a very sleek look, very, conservative but fly look.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm looking forward to my pair of shoes.
And the name of the CD, while I'm still keeping it relevant. The name of the CD is Live Rich, Think Poor. So you're living rich, you're walking around, you're walking in your destiny. I like to be fly, that's just me. That's how I like to rock it. So, but in there, I keep myself mindful of where I came from, where the bottom is, where the dirt is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to have that mentality when you're doing anything. Never forget where you come from and the people that, help you to get there.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to talk about a little bit more of what you're doing, where you're going, and your inspiration for everything in just a moment when we return with more of Let's Talk About It with my special guest today, GoldenBoy. Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk About It with my very special guest today, Mr. GoldenBoy in the house, Houston's own. Welcome back, brother.
Man, it's going down.
Is it going down?
Oh man, it's going down.
Come
Faux flat tires.
What? Not faux flat tires.
Yeah, man.
Did I say that right? Faux flat tires.
Faux flat.
Flip.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Oh, yeah.
Now I understand you got a CD that's coming up real soon.
Big CD, stupid CD, crazy CD.
Is that right?
Beyond insane CD.
Come on now.
Feature CD.
Really?
Crazy.
So tell me some of the artists that you're gonna feature on this CD.
Oh, Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who else? Willie the Kid.
Willie the Kid.
I ain't done.
Uh-oh.
I ain't done.
Uh-oh.
Blood Raw.
All right.
Colleen.
Mm.
Let's see who else. And maybe, possibly, just Britney.
Is that right?
That's big.
Wow.
That's a mixtape. That's not an album. That's a mixtape. But we get here because the streets love it. The streets love it, man.
That's fantastic. So you're telling me Rick Ross, and Rick Ross is just major, man.
Rick Ross is doing his thing, man.
Yeah, T-Pain. Every time I turn on the TV or a video, I see T-Pain.
It's going down, man.
So you doing it like that?
I'm doing it huge, man. Giant.
Well, you know
colossal.
What? That's what I'm talking about. If you're going to do it huge, do it colossal, all that.
We're going to ball on them.
Yeah.
Ball.
So on this particular CD, when you're doing your music, how are you coming up with your songs for this? Are you doing all the writing yourself? You co-writing with some of the people?
I'm doing all the writing myself from all my experiences.
Okay.
I'm going in, I'm lighting the candles, I'm turning the lights off, and they hit record and let God walk in.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
That's
how you create it.
All right. You know what? I know that back in 2005, when our father passed,
yes,
you started writing some things that were really deep. That I heard and I was like, wow. Yeah. And because I didn't know what was in your head, but in listening to your music, I got a chance to see what my brother had been thinking all this time, which I found very, very interesting and very, very heartfelt, man. That a lot of it was very touching for me personally. Because we all go through our grieving period in our own way. And my brother didn't know the grieving that I experienced, and I didn't necessarily know what his was either. But in his music, I learned about his grieving experience when our father passed. So oftentimes, your life experiences are what you write about.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that was one of the toughest ones for you.
Oh, yeah, that's without a doubt. He was like my right hand. You know what I'm saying? I would often tell him if I could borrow one of your hands, I'd cut both mine off. You know? So, I mean, I love the dude. He did a lot for me. He was the one always, you know, in the background, you know, hey, I'm going to be your manager. But he never know nothing about music. He didn't know nothing about no music, no
but was willing to support.
Copyright. But he was willing to stand in that gap and go out there and say, I'm his manager. And they'd be like, what you know? I don't got no nothing. That's my son. I'm riding with him, and you pay him his money when he get through. And that's how we rock. You know, we was doing churches at the time. I was doing gospel rap a little bit. So he kind of, you know, pushed me in that direction. And when it was time to get a semi-big contract, he was in the meeting. He sat there, and he learned some stuff about the game and researched some stuff and came back with it. He was real studious. When you know, definitely, he could put on his face, game face real quick. Right.
And I think that's probably where we have learned to do the same thing. Put on our game face. For whatever the situation or circumstance might be, and you're doing a great job with that too, man.
I sure
Looks like you took a lot of notes from Daddy.
I get it from my dad and this man right here. So,
is that right?
You know, I can't take too much credit, man. These guys line me up.
Oh man, okay. Now my head is getting swole for real.
Yeah, it's already kind of big.
Is it? Yeah. He just said my head is already kind of big. Only your brother can get away with that. So how are you going to be marketing this new CD that comes out?
We're going to be marketing it to a lot of the college students.
Okay.
A college tour that's getting ready to come up. And the people who like authentic music. You know, I call my music street reality music.
Okay.
You know, something that will scare you at the same time, but you can listen to it and feel it. You know, even if it's maybe over the top or over your head. You know, someone's going to be able to feel it because it's real. You know, I'm talking about the ills, the evils, everything that you're hearing about the game. I'm even talking about Illuminati.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm hearing a lot about this Illuminati thing. I'm not very educated on it. But do you think that's something that actually exists within the hierarchy of the music industry and other industries as well?
It's certain people who control certain things because they have money and they come together. And it's beyond money. It's about power. So when you come into a certain part of the industry and you reach a certain plateau, they come to you and say, how much more power would you like to have? But you got to give up something to get this power.
Right.
But they don't want your money. So I'm going to let you fill in the rest.
Whoa. Yeah. So that sounds to me like that. Those people are basically dancing with the devil.
Of course. Yeah. Under the pale moonlight and all that good stuff.
Is that right?
And these are the things that go on, and you wonder why different artists just blow up all of a sudden. Boom, where'd he come from? Wow, where's this? He's on everything.
So they're basically selling out some kind of way.
Some people are, not all. but some people are.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to say this: I respect the people that don't. I respect the people that stand for what they believe in and stick to what they believe in and don't try to fit in. And so often I think we mess up when we're trying to fit in to what everybody else is doing, even when you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's important that we learn to have a mind of our own and make our own decisions, so that we are not influenced
At all
by these types of things when we see them or we experience them. And I know that they're generally experienced when people tend to get to a certain level. Is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Until you get there, you don't even know about certain things.
When you get a certain level of money, you feel that you're your own god. So you know, if you have millions and millions of dollars, then what can a person below you tell you? That's how they look at it. So they believe in do as thou wilt. And that particular phrase came from a person of a satanic background. His name is Crowley. You know, do your research, folks. So if you see these artists rocking these shirts, they believe in that, you know, occultic thing.
Is that right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They believe they do what they want to do when they want to do it because they want to do it, and who cares if you don't like it?
Is that right?
Yeah. So there's no God. They're their own God. They make their own rules.
Okay.
Do what they want.
Wow.
That's not all, everybody.
That's not
That's
all.
just some.
So let's get clarity. That is not all.
It's not all.
But that is some.
That is some. I've seen it firsthand.
You've seen it for yourself.
Firsthand.
Wow. Tell me this. You know, in watching a lot of the things that happen in the rap game, I noticed recently in the news that certain rappers have been attacked. A lot of fire, you know, a lot of weaponry has been used for a lot of, you know, artists. Why do you think there's a lot of fighting and all this?
Because
type of stuff among,
certain artists come out and they portray a certain image.
Okay.
Whether it's a gangster image, whether it's a hippie image, whether it's a conservative image. If you choose the street route is real. It's people really in the streets who really do dirt, who really commit homicides, who really live this life that you're talking about. And when you get into that life and you claim that title and you're not really of that life, then the streets can revoke your past. Meaning you can't talk about this anymore. We're gonna shut everything down.
Is that right?
You can't come to our city and talk about no gang activity, talk about anything pertaining to what we do. So if you do that and continue to do that, it's a price on your head. And when I say price on your head, I mean people are looking to do, you know, bodily harm to you, if not kill you, for a price put on your head. Wow. So you're a marked man. Once you're a marked man, you're gonna have to start doing some serious, you know, soul searching.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's real. It's 100% real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So that happens to be one of the stereotypes that's associated with rappers often. So what are some of the things that that you would say to dispel the stereotypes that are associated with rappers?
Man,
not everybody's a gangbanger. Not everybody's
not everybody's a gangbanger, and not everybody's fake. That's all I can say about it. I mean, most of the stuff you're gonna see on TV is a gimmick. It's false. It's not real. They don't have the cars. They don't have the jewels. They not doing it's all entertainment. It's like they shoot a movie for you to watch a movie and give you your ratings on it. And when the movie's over, they go back to being they self.
Their regular life.
Whoever they are. So it's like, who are you?
Right. Golden Boy. Man, I appreciate you coming on. Let's talk about it and chat it up with me.
Anytime.
You've done a wonderful job. Thanks for keeping it real with my audience, and hopefully everybody's gained some knowledge from the things that you have said in this interview today, as well as get to know Golden Boy a little bit better and what Golden Boy is doing. For more information on Golden Boy, and join us on Let's Talk About It, 12TV at gmail.com. Again, that's Let's Talk About It, 12TV at gmail.com. For more information on Mr. Golden Boy. Thanks for a wonderful show.
Hey,
all right.
Stand up.
We'll see you. Hello and welcome to this edition of Let's Talk About It with my guest today, Melissa Ambers. Melissa is a virtual assistant. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people probably in TV land don't know what a virtual assistant is. What is a virtual assistant?
A virtual assistant is a person that pretty much works behind the scenes, regardless of the type of business that you have. Everybody have a different type of business, and everybody has a back office, but a lot of people think they don't have a back office.
Okay.
But if you have to deal with emails, phone calls, files, any type of paperwork, computer work, that's your back office.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
front of your office is whatever you're in business to do. So that's what you need to be upfront doing. And a lot of your back office you hand over to a virtual assistant to take care of it for you. So that way you can stay upfront as much as possible instead of worried about everything behind the scenes and you miss something out front.
Got you. So it sounds like what you're saying basically is that you're like the guts.
Yeah.
Like you see the body, but then you're the guts to that body that make it function and make it work.
Right.
Okay. Now, how did you get involved in becoming a virtual assistant, Melissa?
It's just I'm always on the computer doing projects for people, spreadsheets, presentations, and a lot of people have started coming to me asking me to help them with things, or they got stuck, they don't know what they did or how they screwed it up, and that's pretty much how I got started in it.
Is that right?
I was the call-on person to do a lot of that stuff.
You know what? What I have found too, a lot of times when various people begin businesses, it's created out of a need.
Right.
That somebody has, and you took that need that people would have, and you actually turned it into a virtual assistant business.
Yes.
Wow. Now you have a background in corporate America, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about corporate America and how you're involved in corporate America.
A lot of companies that I did work for in corporate America, I pretty much did the same thing. Even going to other people's offices, calling on the phone, hey Melissa, I need you.
Okay.
And it's pretty much going to fix something that they couldn't do, and what took them 30 minutes to do, I knock it out in 5 or 10 minutes.
Wow.
So it's doing a lot of that, doing a lot of the event planning for the corporations.
Okay.
For corporate meetings, people coming in from different countries, setting up the dinners, the meetings, and all of that type of stuff.
Okay.
So that's pretty much how I got started working at different corporations, doing pretty much the same thing.
Okay. So you basically took the knowledge that you had from working with corporations and you transferred it into becoming a personal, not a personal, but a virtual assistant. I keep wanting to say a personal assistant because you actually operate personally with a lot of people that you interact with, right?
Right.
Based on their need for their business at that time. Now, you and I had a conversation recently, and we were talking about the computer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not a big computer person. I know how to turn it on, send a couple of emails. Anything other than that, I'm lost. So I'm trying to figure a lot of things out as it relates to the computer. But Melissa was telling me how she can simplify things for me with spreadsheets.
Yeah.
What else was it, Melissa?
We were also looking at getting a computer, but didn't want to spend that much money for one.
I didn't want to spend a lot of money for it. But I need a lot of space, exactly.
So the solution to that was, and I recently did a video in Office Depot, where I video a lot of the laptops, and they range from $300 to $800.
Right.
But if you want to stay with the $300-400 range, you can still purchase that laptop. But if you still need a lot of memory, you could get a passport. And a passport is a portable hard drive, which is probably about that thin, that big.
Okay.
And they come in different sizes.
Okay.
So you could purchase one of those in a simple USB plug-in, and then there's your extra space if you need that. But you just need a computer to complete your task.
Okay. You know, I'm actually in the market for a computer.
Okay.
I will begin to travel in the month of, I think it's April, to actually work with some of the clients I have in LA, and I want to become portable with what I do.
Right.
And so I've been looking for a computer that will make me portable, basically where I can take my office wherever I go, so that when I show my images, my clients can see all the work, I get it all done.
Right.
What would you recommend for somebody like myself who's a photographer, in addition to what we're doing right now? What would you recommend for me?
The first thing would be is get an account with Dropbox.
Wait a minute, wait, say that again?
Dropbox.
Dropbox.
Yes.
Okay.
That is an online server where for you would need a lot of space because you have images.
Right.
And you pay a fee according to how much space you want. And it's cheap. I think it's the highest of probably $20-25 a month.
Okay.
And from right here, you can save your images onto that file in Dropbox. So even though you may have your portable hard drive with you or your laptop or not, so if you're caught on the spot and say, hey, I want to see something you did, you can get on any computer, get on Internet Explorer, log into your account, and there you go.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay, so you got the answers for everything.
Well, that's part of being a virtual assistant, to be able to get to information, because that, will happen. So whether I have my cell phone, iPad, computer, whatever I have, in which my cell phone's with me all the time, if somebody asks me for something, I go to my Dropbox and I can pull it up
Just like that.
Just like that.
You know, being a virtual assistant, what are some of the problems that you encounter with people that call you for your service? What is the number one thing that you think that affect people not getting organized the way that they should?
Everybody have their own way of being organized,
Okay.
and what some may consider being organized, they're really not. In the simple fact, I have a computer, I got all my stuff with me,
Okay.
but if you're caught blindsided and you can't get to your information, then
Right.
you're not organized.
Okay.
So you need to be
Okay.
able to get your files anywhere, in any place you are, or have you that assistant. You know, for instance, if one of my clients called me and say, hey, I need you to email a PDF to such and such.
Okay.
Regardless of where I am, my phone, iPad, I bring it up and I could text it to them or email it to them.
Wow.
And you should just always be prepared.
Right. So you can basically go anywhere in the world and still do your job as a virtual assistant because you have Dropbox and you have all of your information handy for whoever your clients are. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you guys see the mess that's on the table here. It's in disarray because Melissa did that. No, I'm just kidding. Melissa didn't do this. I did this. I just did this as an example of what things look like when you're disorganized. But we're going to be back in just a moment. You'll be able to see a much clearer, much better table and all that good stuff. So just hold tight. You're going to see a little bit more and hear a little bit more from Miss Melissa Ambers, our virtual assistant and wonderful guest today on Let's Talk About It. Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk About It with my guest, Melissa Ambers. Melissa is a virtual assistant.
Yes.
Man, and that's a business, man. Oh my God. People need you.
Yes.
People need you. Especially people that are not technically literate.
Right.
You know, like myself. Melissa, when you're doing your job as a virtual assistant, what are some of the tools that you need in order to do a good, sufficient job for your client?
A computer and a cell phone are your basics, and have a printer. Those are your basics.
A computer, a cell phone, and a printer are the basics for a virtual assistant. Okay, now you might have that, so what's required of your client? What do they need so that they can better operate with what you're doing as a virtual assistant?
A mouthpiece to tell me what you want.
Oh.
Simple as that.
Okay,
Simple
okay.
as that, yeah.
Okay, a mouthpiece. So do they give you information, you make an assessment and say, okay, you've given me this information, so this is what you will need, and this is how I can help your business. How do you come to that point of knowing what specifically you'll need to do for that particular person's business?
Well, it depends. Everybody's different. So it could be project based, so where they just want a simple project completed. It could be
Okay.
a simple presentation, put some animation in it, videos or something, upload it to YouTube. It could be spreadsheets, or it could be
Okay.
I need you for 10 hours a month. It
Okay.
just really depends on an individual preference and their needs.
Okay.
Some people may need me 40 hours a month or 40 hours a week. So it just really
Okay.
depends on what you need and how soon you need it.
I got you. So in being a virtual assistant, what type of things are taking place technologically that's making a difference in your business right now? What changes are happening with computers, with all the things that you need?
All types of things. Is staying up with it and not jumping on the first thing that comes out. Just like when the iPads first came out, I didn't buy one. Everybody was swimming. I gotta have iPad. Gotta have iPad. I didn't want one. Because for one, anytime something new comes on the market, they haven't tweaked it yet. They haven't gotten the feedback from people to say, this didn't work, you had bugs here. They got to work out their kinks.
Okay.
So I waited to the third generation to even think about getting one.
Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
So I waited simply because of that, because it's anything new, you always going to have bugs.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to tweak it, and something's not going to be right on it.
Okay.
So I waited. Even though at that time I was still doing some virtual assistant, I wanted an electronic tablet. And not wanting to be bothered with an iPad and spend the money for an iPad, Samsung came out with the Galaxy tablet. And of course, that was a lot cheaper, so I used that for a while.
Okay.
And then from that, I switched over to the iPad.
Okay.
And a lot of people will get the iPad but not really understanding technology.
Okay.
And they just go, I just want an iPad. You don't know if you need a 16, 32, or 64 gig.
Okay, now for somebody like myself that's not really, I guess, technologically literate,
Yes.
and you yelling out all these numbers, you need a this, that, what do those numbers represent?
It's the memory.
The memory. Okay.
It's the memory. Some people just want your basic 16.
Mm-hmm.
And on a basic 16, you could do your basic stuff, take your pictures. A lot of people have it simply as a reader and don't do anything else with it. But for me, I use it for a lot of other reasons. I find other apps that I can use.
Okay.
And I download those apps to make my job easier.
Okay.
For instance, for events that I plan, I have an event app on here to where you could download names in there and check in your attendees as they're showing up. So you can know who's coming in, but you can also link it to somebody else's phone or iPad. So if you got 3 people checking in guests, everybody could look and say who's here, who's not here type thing.
Okay.
If you have an event like that. I also use it for Dropbox.
Okay.
To bring up so that, like, so all my files are in Dropbox.
Okay.
So I can pull it up at any time for anything that I need. But you can also not worry about having to pay $800 for an iPad, because that is typical when you go buy an iPad, you're spending
a lot of money.
Right.
Okay.
You could get an iPad for, I think the cheapest one's like $400.
Really?
And the way you work around that is, if you have a cell phone, which everybody have a cell phone.
Everybody has a cell phone.
You get the hotspot on the cell phone, and the hotspot is an extra $20 a month, which a lot of us can't even count for where $20 go within a month.
Right.
So you have that already, and on the iPad it comes Wi-Fi. So all you have to do is activate your hotspot, and your iPad will connect to it, and you can still get on the internet and do whatever you want, regardless of where you are, without spending the $800.
Okay.
To have an iPad with phone service, so you can get on the internet anywhere.
Wow.
So that's your kind of backdoor way around to getting your information.
So, Melissa, what type of advice would you give to somebody who's trying to get organized, trying to get their guts, or as I call it, organized? What type of recommendations would you have for that person? What would be the first step that they would need to take in achieving that goal?
For one, everybody really needs to be honest with themselves and assess you and your area.
Okay.
So once you make that true assessment and not just, I got this, you really need to make that honest assessment and realize you're missing out on opportunities, or you're missing out on certain things, or you're going to your clients late, which they won't refer you out. You keep getting information to them late or showing up late.
Okay.
So having those guts, if you will,
right.
Though that'll take care of all of that stuff for you, and it's just a matter of phone call of having a good open communication between the two to say, yeah, this is done. Hey, I'm emailing it to you now, or I'm faxing it to you now. And that's the other thing with faxing. Mm-hmm. You can get an e-fax account. That's electronic as well. Okay. So if I work with you and say, hey, Melissa, I'm faxing you something, it'll come through on my phone. Right. And all I do is look at the fax, and if it's something I can look at, yeah, okay, that's right, that's fine, I can still send it back to you through my phone. I don't have to be at a fax machine to do it. So it's just keeping up with technology, knowing what's out there, and learning how to use it the right way.
Yeah. And I know for myself, a lot of times I'll buy equipment or I'll buy various technological products, and oftentimes I use one feature on that product, and there's like 20 other things that I can do with it, but I never do it. So it is important that people know what they got, know what they're working with. And I guess a person like yourself can help another person to better understand what they're working with when they come to you. Okay. So when someone hires a virtual assistant, how is that financially? Is it very cost effective? Does it cost a lot for that person? How do you work that out? Is it based on the number of hours that you'll work with an individual, or what?
It's based on hours, and it's also based on the project.
On the project.
On the project. So if you just want me to complete a project, but you don't want me all the time, or you don't need to put me on a retainer, you can hire me just for a particular project. And it depends on what all you want me to do in that project. So it kind of varies. And it could be simply, hey, I done scribbled something on a sheet of paper, I'm sending it to you. I need a presentation done. Okay. So it could be something like that, or it could be, here's an email, I need this done. So it just depends on the project and the number of hours. Okay.
So in what you do, you cover so many different things. You also do events. Right. Event planning. In addition to virtual, but I guess it kind of ties one in the same, huh?
Right. Okay. Well, what a lot of people kind of don't realize, again, it goes back to your business, but if you have a business and you have me doing all of your behind the scenes things, and let's do a end of the year event. Instead of me going outsourcing an event planner to say, hey, this is the company, this is what we do, all this type of stuff.
Right.
I'm already there, and I know everything that's done, and I don't have to waste extra hours to update somebody else when I already know what's going on, and I could do it a lot quicker because I already have the access to everything. I don't have to worry about, can I trust this person? Is this person going to get it done?
Right.
You know, I'm already there, so it's a matter of doing all the basic details to get the event done, getting your venue and everything that's included.
Things of that nature.
Right.
All right. Well, you guys know when we first started out, we had a lot of jumbled stuff going on the table now. But this is how life can be for you when you get things together. A lot neater, a lot cleaner, and it makes life so much easier when it's uncluttered. So I just wanted to give you an example of that, what it looks like when it's uncluttered. And a person like Melissa Ambers, who is a virtual assistant, will help you to get the guts of your business organized to look just like this, basically.
Right.
Right? From a whole different perspective. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this time on Let's Talk About It with my wonderful guest, Melissa Ambers. Thanks so much for joining me today. And until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks for joining me this time on Let's Talk About It with my guest, Melissa Ambers. For more information on Melissa Ambers and her virtual assistant's business, you can contact us at Let's Talk About It 12tv@gmail.com. That's Let's Talk About It 12tv@gmail.com for more information on Melissa Ambers, our virtual assistant. Thanks for joining me this time. And until next time, we'll see you then.